It's the radio show for those citizens out there who are awake, not woke. It's a Good Fight with Jameson Haygood. Our final segment here with Senator Melanie Sojourner. Senator, 8 years with Chris McDaniel in that Senate, serving down there, fighting for the people, fighting for your principles against an establishment Republican and Democrat opposition. Give your pitch for why you're supporting Chris McDaniel in this race.
Absolutely, Jameson. Like you said, 8 years I've been in that Senate. I've worked under 2 lieutenant governor administrations and a whole bunch of different senators. And there's been one constant without wavering, and that is the conservative principles and values and the willingness to fight to defend them that I've seen from Senator Chris McDaniel. I first paid attention to him during my first term, midway through that first session. I paid attention to the bills he was introducing, to the debates he made on the floor. I didn't see anybody else in that chamber fighting to defend those core conservative and, quite frankly, Republican platform principles the way I saw Senator McDaniel take the lead on those. I'll tell you, too, Jameson, I come from a 6th-generation farming family. For 30 years since I grew up showing 4-H livestock my whole life, got an ag degree. Every job I've ever had has been in agriculture, working for trade associations, promoting agriculture. Time and time again, I've seen ag leaders of this state come to Chris McDaniel. I've had them personally reach out to me on issues coming before the floor and say things like, Melanie, we need McDaniel to step up in a big way today for farming families. We've got a battle on our hands, and we might lose this bill that we have to protect farming families. And it's been McDaniel that has gone to the well of the Senate and fought for those positions and debated and pushed back on the Democrats, like the livestock liability bill that we got passed that he carried the water for. I've seen it happen time and time again. In the last 4 years, I've seen leaders of my industry, the farming community, say that, Delbert's the first lieutenant governor we've had where we don't have an open door policy. It's like he doesn't care about farmers. We're not getting what we need. Jameson, agriculture and farming is everything to this state.
You bet.
We need a leader who we don't have to beg and plead to do the right thing. We need a leader who's going to always have our back, even when we're at home tending to the matters of the farm. We know they're there intuitively fighting for us. I have seen Chris do this time and time again. The biggest, most important issue to me that led me away from the farm for a few years to fight for agriculture is private property rights. On several occasions in the last 4 years, I've watched Delbert Hosemann place eminent domain abuse into bills. I have seen him try to use that authority against private property owners, and there have been times where they have straight up not been truthful to members of the Senate to get the bill passed. McDaniel has had to take the lead with working with the House to get language stripped out over there to give us the protection we need. There is no question in my mind what is the right choice for Mississippi now more than ever. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while in Mississippi. I've never seen a contrast between 2 people that are supposed to be Republicans that I see in this race. Demographics and statistics in Mississippi are changing. I don't know how long we will have Republican leadership in this state. And what I do know is that right now, Mississippi, as conservative as we are, by the American Conservative Union, is labeled as purple as Pennsylvania and Michigan. And that is inexcusable. Now is the time for us to push back to elect a true conservative champion that'll fight for our cause. And that person is Chris McDaniel. And the policies between him and Delbert Hosemann couldn't be further apart. I ask the voters of Mississippi today, don't fall for the big money machine. Don't fall for the dollars that will push and say anything to destroy a good man's credibility simply because Delbert Hosemann knows he cannot run on his record. He knows he cannot defend his liberal policies. He won't debate Chris McDaniel. He can't defend his record. So he goes on TV and he says these things. Jameson, I'm pleading with your listeners. If there was ever a time to go to the polls and vote in a Republican primary, it's August the 8th, for Chris McDaniel, because our children deserve nothing less.
He couldn't have a better advocate out there than you, Senator Melanie Sojourner, and the same compliments for this fighting for the citizen of Mississippi goes right back to you, sister. We'll see you tomorrow down the road. Godspeed.
God bless. Have a great fair.